And none of my shit works. Hi, guys. How's it going? Nice. Also, Sir Pounce and Anso, I did not expect the handsomest brothers of all time to be in my chat. What is even happening? I love your dog. I like your dog, but I love your dog, even though it's cats. The command is called I like your dog, so I always say I like your dog. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for the sub, Boonji Fox. Thank you also. There was another one I didn't see. Lily, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Y'all are killing me. Thank you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not in a great mood. We are just gonna take it easy, do some Nexpo content today. We'll watch that one video that I talked about, and then another video, and then another video. And it'll be fun. We'll have a good time. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm just like, oh no, you did miss it. I said, I'll say it again. I said, oh my goodness, Sir Pounce and Anso. I did not expect the handsomest brothers of all time to be in my chat. What is even going on here? I like your dog. Who's good kitty kitty boys? I didn't say that last part the first time, but I added it this time. Good kitty kitty boys. Okay. Sipping on some coffee at 9:40 p.m. None of my stuff is working right now. I can't use my Stream Deck because it all somehow got like disconnected and weird, so I'm gonna have to do all that stuff. Everything in my life is overwhelming right now. We're in the process of getting my permanent residence settled here. We have like 1,000 appointments this week because they need to like take my fingerprints and maybe like scan my eyeballs, and they're gonna like take my picture. I am having like a weird medical issue that I have to go get looked at. They have to like draw my blood and give me an x-ray. And I have to do that for the Canadian government too. So like, and it can't all be done in the same appointment. I have to do it 2 separate times for 2 separate things. And everything is just, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm cranky. Things are hard right now. It's the worst because like my life is in the best place. My like personal life is in the best place it's ever been. I am so psyched to be like where I'm at and be with who I'm with, and just like my life is like looking good. It's just there's so much little things all piled on top of each other, on top of just like the state of the world falling apart. And I won't lie to you, my Halloween weekend getting ruined was like also just awful. Like I didn't tell you guys. I didn't tweet to complain about it even because I was so devastated. They canceled our ghost cruise because not enough people purchased tickets, I guess. So we didn't get to do that. And the murder mystery party that we were going to do, we didn't get to do that either. And me and Josiah were just like so fucking exhausted by letdowns and all the stuff that we have to do that like we just didn't even go to the Halloween party that our friend was throwing. And we also, to be fair, were not feeling very good physically, so it was the responsible choice to make anyway. But like I'm just bumming. I'm bumming really hard, and it's rough. It's really rough. I haven't been able to really like keep up with my housework, so like it's messy around here. Even though I haven't been doing any work, I barely have the energy to be getting out of bed. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry. I can stop that. As soon as I get 3 readies, we can go ahead and get started with some Nexpo content and crochet. Let me get this on screen. You guys can see me and the content right now. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I know you say not to be sorry, but it's not fun to just be around somebody who's bumming about their fucking life. Especially, I'm very, very, very privileged to be like moving to a different country, for one, even if it is just from the United States to Canada, but also to just be with like the somehow hottest person on earth, like just chose me. And like, there's a lot that I have to like be thankful for. And, I want to remember not to lose sight of that, because things are great. It's just, it's hard sometimes. It's absolutely okay to take time for mental and physical health. Productivity culture is bullshit. Do what you can. That's the thing, though, is that I'm taking more time for myself than I am working. And, like, it doesn't serve anybody. I don't feel any better. I don't know. I'm just a bummer. I'm just a fucking bummer right now. And that's all there is to it. Hopefully... Something that's really good that's happening is all of my stuff for my temporary residence is going through really fast. So like once they have the results of this blood work and these x-rays and the biometrics, I should just be a permanent resident of Canada and get like a health card and stuff like that. And then hopefully I'll be able to go and be seen by somebody and get the meds that I need to be a functional person. And we can hang out every night again. Because I would like that. I would like that a lot. I haven't even been crocheting, like, personal projects. Like, I am making the cutest fucking thing for Josiah's cousin for Christmas. It's this, like... It's this really cropped shrug sweater sleeves and collar that are all attached. And then I'm going to make like a tube top to go under it. Nah, I'm going to work myself to the grave. I like money, and it's not as though I have anything else going on in my life. That said, I have a head cold and should take some time. You should take some time. Oh God, Christmas is so close. Yeah, and I do not have the yarn or the time for all of the shit that I needed to make. I took off last week for that funeral, which is probably where I caught this cold. What a bummer. That's the worst, when you get sick while you're traveling away from work. Ugh. And so you're just like, cool. So just used all of my PTO. If you even get that. And now I can't call in sick. Also, that's so funny that these... are being green screened out. That's so funny. They're yellow. I don't know why that's happening. Oh God, Mariah is coming. Mariah Carey is coming. She's here. She is here. She is here. Last year, on November 1st, exactly 1 year ago today, she put out a video of her. It was really funny. Stomping a pumpkin in these like sparkly red heels, and then taking a giant candy cane and just like bashing a bunch of Halloween decorations and giggling. It was so cute. I fucking hate Christmas, but that was adorable. I love Mariah Carey. Okay. All right. Sorry, I know that I already got readies, but can we do 3 readies again, since I've been just bullshitting for so long, and we will get started. This is one of the coolest videos I've ever seen, by the way. This first video that we're gonna watch. This is one of the coolest videos I have ever fucking seen. I watched it already. I hope you guys don't mind, but I really wanted you guys to see it. I recommend James not getting tinsel for it. Tinsel is a big-time kitty cat killer. I understand what you mean about feeling bad about it, but that's the part of productivity culture that is bullshit. It is highly ableist to think that a person should be productive all the time or they should feel bad about it. It took me a while to learn that. Yeah, I agree with you, but like the fact of the reality is we do live in a production society and I do not make money. And like even with my job where you guys pay my salary, like I lose subs when I don't stream. You know what I mean? It's like I have to work if I want to make money. And I need to make money. Moving is expensive. I have a shitload of stuff to do. We are supposed to be going to this convention early December, and we're not sure we're gonna be able to swing it. It's rough. Also, I'm literally in the middle of a fight in Discord over it being Mariah Carey season, and the owner has nicknamed themselves as the Grinch. That's very funny. I still only got one ready. Does nobody want to watch Nexpo? Do you guys just want to listen to me bitch about my life today? Because we could do that. Okay, that's our 3. I'm counting it. I'm calling it. Okay. Here we go. This is one of the coolest videos I've ever seen in my life. Is it way too loud and I'm too quiet? It feels like it's very loud. I feel like this is gonna be much better balanced. This is such a fucking cool video. Is this better balanced though? Can you guys hear me better than the thingy? The video? Thank you, Reaper. Oh yeah, we decided we were gonna do 2 more rows of just single crochets before we start doing the decreases, and I remade the little snout here so that it has these little bumps, which is really cute. And then we can put a little bottom lip here on it too, so that way it actually looks like a bear. That's cute, right? That is giving me some Freddy Fazbear vibes, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we won't do a bottom lip. New roof, water main repair, septic tank service. On top of that, I had to get a new washer and water heater. Now I have to replace my oil pan for my car. Jeez. Dix Insider, I feel you. Like, I am very experiencing when it rains, it pours currently, and it's got me very down.
Wildfires rage over West Coast California. CD Projekt Red announces DLC.
I'm very into suggestions and stuff. James, I need you to link specific content that you want me to show so that I can reach out to the creator to get permission. So if you could do that in the Discord and suggest a mystery, I would be psyched. Because I do look at that and I do reach out to all of those content creators.
She experiments with AI-driven art, made possible through inputting text prompts into machine learning systems like Stable Diffusion, DALL-E, and Midjourney. And like anything, at first, everything seems to be alright. Animals,
I love playing with AI art.
Trees, the human form, the potential of AI-driven art is endless. And so she decides to push the boundaries of what this system can do, and inputs the following.
We've known each other many years, but this is the first time you ever came with the console.
The last name of Marlon Brando. A prompt that will surely test the absolute limits of the capability of artificial intelligence.
Is this loud enough that you guys can hear it?
Enters a modifier, -1, also known as a negative prompt weight, which informs the AI that they're seeking a picture as conceptually far away from the prompt as possible. To be frank, it's an interesting thought experiment because it makes you wonder how exactly AI views the world and what it considers the opposite of everyday things to be. I mean, what do we consider the opposite of everyday things to be? If I asked you what the opposite of birds are, What would you
Fish.
say?
Easy.
Supercomposite sends off her prompt and lies in wait.
You guys can hear it
The
fine?
minutes tick
Okay,
by
good.
without much concern until, finally,
I did hear that. Bardic me. I'm so excited about that. Or, I mean, excited is the wrong word, but it's like a relief, right?
innocuous, yet interesting that the opposite of Marlon Brando is perceived to be an abstract skyline. Written on it appears to be two words.
That looks like the
Digital
Seattle
and
skyline. It
Pentax,
looks like it has the
and
Space
in the
Needle.
background appears to be text on a white page.
And like cathedrals and stuff.
Curious, she ponders if the inverse of this photo would result
Hi,
in a picture
Oywin.
of
Okay, a
Marlon
mechanical
Brando.
fish.
And so she inputs another prompt.
It's good to see you, Oywin. How are
and
you?
sends it off into the vast unknown.
I can't say it until remind me about the Halloween costume that I considered for this year. Yeah, Bardic, exactly.
Before them were
I
four
wanted to go
images
as this
of a
lady for
highly
Halloween,
uncanny
is
older woman
what I
with
was saying.
severe rosacea on her cheeks.
I thought about
She bears
dressing up as
prominent
her.
cheekbones, has dark-colored hair, and can be seen within a living room, in what appears to be a hospital, in a bathtub, and against a green wall with just one discernible word above her. L-O-A-B. Or Loeb. Over the next few days, Super experiments with their creation, curious about why and how Loeb exists. She eventually employs a method named AI image crossbreeding to combine one of
Jay and
Loeb's
Silent Bob
photos
is a
with
fun one.
completely separate one that her friend created. However, instead of this combination resulting in Loeb's demise, or innocuous photos involving this tunnel, what comes to fruition is something a bit more grotesque. Through some kind of emergent statistical accident, something about this woman is adjacent to extremely gory and macabre imagery in the distribution of the AI's world knowledge. Since Loeb was found using negative prompt weights, her gestalt is made from a collection of traits that are equally far away from something.
What does
but her
gestalt
combined
mean?
Traits are still a cohesive concept for the AI, and almost all descendant images
Does anybody
contain a
know?
recognizable Loeb.
I don't have a keyboard.
In nearly every image, Loeb is
It
distinct.
means combination.
and
Okay,
embodies the
that makes
physical
sense.
manifestation of the
Thank you.
repulsive and uncanny. This AI is somehow creating images that perfectly encapsulates what terrifies us, wrapped up in a myriad of situations like family portraits, loitering within an office building, looming over children like a reincarnation of Jesus Christ, and even standing by after what appears to be a murder by her own hand. But it doesn't stop
Okay,
there,
sick.
as the correlation
Thank
between
you,
Loeb and
Sperry.
the
I
idea
appreciate
of
that a lot.
malformed, mutilated imagery
I knew I'd
is
be able to
merely
count
beginning
on
to
one
take
of
root.
you.
The Angel Hallway
You
plus
guys are
Loeb
good to me.
also produced
Also,
art
thank you
with
for not
such
judging me
copious
for not
gore
knowing
that
words.
probably very few people want to see them, but here are two. I don't feel comfortable posting the most disturbing ones. They're borderline images of dismembered, screaming children. There's something moving to me about these grotesque scenes and the desperation, panic, and sadness that they convey. Again, these are produced with other images as inputs and no text. They're the result of crossbreeding of images of Loeb with pictures of other things. The images that result from crossing Loeb with
I won't be
other
able to be
images
Loeb
can in
next
turn
year
be
because
crossbred with other images. The AI
it will
can
be
latch
like
onto
way
the
too old
idea
of
Loeb
news
so
for
well that
even
she can
like a
persist through
niche
generations of this
amount
type
of people
crossbreeding, even
to
without using
recognize
the
it. Also,
original
it might be
image.
a little bit in poor taste. I'm just now realizing to
From here, their journey down
Like-
the Loeb rabbit hole continues. As referenced, her persistence in existing within
to
each
paint myself
resulting
up like I
photo
have
is
rosacea.
striking. And even when they try to get rid of her, to destroy
You know what I
her
mean?
out of existence, she
That might
remains
be
an
actually a
immensely
shitty
uncomfortable
thing
scenarios.
to do the more I think about it. I didn't even end up doing anything for Halloween other than
Clinging
hand out
to the human
candy,
form.
which was great, by the way. The kids were
Locked
so
in
fucking
time
cute.
as a clay statue, deformed by unknowable technology.
Did they mention what algorithm they're using?
Lurking.
I don't know. We'll
Watching.
check at the end of
From
the
the dark.
at the end of the video. We'll go back to the beginning and see.
Trapped within a
you
Stephen
remind me,
Gale
Sperry.
canvas, painstakingly out of place, abandoned as a lifeless child, trapped in the deep blue, and frozen in eternal pain.
Do you think so, Quinn? I feel like more people
was
get
ripping
bullied
them
about
apart and putting them
rosacea
back
than
together.
about a beauty
She's
mark.
an emergent
You know what I
island in a
mean?
latent space that we don't know how
I
to
would feel
locate
really
with
bad
test
if I came
berries.
across somebody that
But
had
for the
rosacea
AI,
and they were
Loam
just
was an
like, "What's
equally
up with
strong point of
your
divergence
makeup?" And
as a
I'm just
verbal
like, "Oh, it's
concept.
rosacea." You
The
know.
big lesson for me here with Loam is that image prompting
What's
can essentially
rosacea? It's
be
just a
used as
discoloring of the
custom parameter
skin.
to
It's like
question
red
AI's form of
discoloring
thought.
of the skin. I don't
You can
know,
produce
like
original
medically what
styles
causes
and
it.
characters that you literally discover. Negative prompting can help you find emergent accidents.
But it's like
much
permanent
Loam,
red
too.
skin. Sometimes
This
it's rough.
is largely where her thread ends. She claims that she'll update it with further pictures of Loam as they're created, and that's a promise that's held true. To this day, they're still adding to it, and this thread, in its entirety, serves as an interesting dive down a surreal, uncanny, and dreamlike rabbit hole regarding this undisclosed AI art generator and its bizarre affixation.
Should we go look
with
at this
one specific face?
Twitter thread
As we
after
can recall, the original prompt referenced the inverse of Marlon Brando, and the resulting image
After
was
this video's
nothing
over?
like any human would logically expect it to be. It was an abstract skyline. So how did this come from this?
Right, it just feels weird to take something that people have been bullied about and wear it as a costume. Undisclosed. Sorry, Sperry. It might be on the Twitter thread. Her @handle is super composite. What'd you get jailed for, James? So this is gonna be our last row like this, and then we'll start our decreases, I think. I used to be a pirate, but had to stop because people kept bullying me. Now they wear it as a costume. The
Why are
audacity.
AI creations
There's a difference.
So unsettling.
I don't know.
What is
Am
it
I
about
being
these
like
images
overly
that
sensitive
causes
and
this
woke and
inexplicable
crazy?
dread? The program I was utilizing to make
You
this
made a
slideshow
bad
and
comment
throughout this
on
entire
MTG.
video was Stable Diffusion.
I don't know. She
And in the process,
has
I
done
learned
some.
quite a few things
You know
about
what?
it.
I'm not gonna say that.
When you make
She's
your input
shitty.
too specific,
She's
you may
super
happen upon
shitty, but
exactly
nobody
what
deserves
you're
to be
looking for.
harassed, right?
The
What happens
AI
when a
is, in
zombie gets
way,
aroused? He
constrained
has
by
a
what you feed it.
resurrection.
However,
So
if
should
you
people
take
not
away
dress
the
up like
specifics in your
Targaryens
prompt
with
and really
pale
allow it
blonde
to
wigs
spread its
because some people
wings
get
and
bullied for
create something for you,
albinism, or not dress up as Frida because of the unibrow?
Well,
That's very,
that's when
very,
things get
very
interesting.
different. That's very different.
anomalies much like Loeb await, hidden away within the confines of something called latent
Like the
space, or
Targaryens
the medium
aren't
in which AI recreates the
albinos,
features it's been
and
fed.
platinum hair is
You may
a
have seen
fucking
other
like
examples of
trend
this
that
idea
people
before,
like
notably with the Twitter
covet.
thread from June, in which this person discovers what appears to be
they
a
aren't
demon after
albinos.
inputting a
Like, you know what I
report.
mean?
Krungus,
And Frida
they
Kahlo
called it,
celebrated her own,
which is pretty
unibrow.
creepy and is even something you can discover
and like that's
yourself.
like a point
It
of
isn't
power
just
and
disturbing,
pride for
off-putting
her.
creatures and faces that this system excels at, and the span of AI's weirdness isn't always as straightforward. as entering a text
Also,
prompt
a
that we know
unibrow
will
is
give
something
us
that you can
something
just
scary.
wax,
As a
right?
matter of fact, one of my favorite examples of artificial strangeness dates back years. So let's pause and let's head back.
Hi, Senek. I don't know when the last time you were here was, but we're still working on this secret project that I've been on forever and ever. For all you know, Loeb celebrates her
In
rosacea.
2019,
Loeb
an
is an
anonymous
AI,
program going by
and
none
they're
other
like,
than the
I've
Girl Who
known
Talks to
people with
AI,
rosacea
set
that
out
were
to
like,
create a
I fucking
simulation
hate
of the
this,
human brain
and
by
like that
utilizing a
got
system
bullied for
known as a
it, and
generative adversarial
cried and
network,
cried and cried
or
all
GAN
the
for
time
short.
because people were cruel to them.
GANs essentially become trained through machine learning to take in millions of existing stimuli in order to recreate an idea. In this case,
Super
the
secret
system
project?
was tasked
Yeah.
with creating a face. And
It's a
after piling
gift
through
for a fellow
millions of existing
content creator
photos,
that I'm going
it
to
spit
send to
out
their P.O. box.
this one.
I'm making a few for his wife, too.
The programmer, however, had a curious idea.
Why don't people dress up as the Elephant Man?
Since the AI's
Exactly.
entire worldview is
I have a
constrained
unibrow
by
that I
the sum of its
shave, but give
inputs,
you permission to
what
use
would
in your
happen if it
costumes.
were to slowly forget the very thing it was trained for?
It can also be painful and
so,
hard to treat.
with
I
the
didn't know
AI's
that.
neurons visualized to the right, she
I
shuts
didn't
them
know that it
off
could be
one by
painful.
one until this face distorts into
Ooh.
something completely
Thank you so much,
recognizable.
Dark Lord Snuggles, for the cheers. That's so nice. I love 50 bits. How are you, Dark Lord Snuggles? It's good to see you.
The parallels between synthetic deconstruction and afflictions of the human mind are clear, and this project serves as a curious looking glass into the realm of neuroscience and how we as individuals perceive life around us. The way that face slowly distorts into a faded memory, leaving the remaining neurons scrambling to fill the void, leaves us with an end result that is haunting. And to this day, this remains as one of the most fascinating AI curiosities that
I
I
didn't
have
know.
ever seen.
Bardic, that's wild. I don't know. I feel like I heard something about there being like laser treatments and stuff for it too. But I feel laser treatments for anything are always fucking painful, hey?
Loeb is an eerie case study. Someone that has successfully cemented herself in the online sphere.
Well,
And
this
while
is
the reason behind
okay.
her conception
It's
and why
definitely
this
not
AI
to the same
somehow latched onto
extreme
her
as
own specific
blackface, but it
facial
is the
features
same
and
moral
tied them to
line.
macabre,
It's
disturbing
like
imagery
it's
is currently
earlier
unclear.
down that moral
What
line
is certain is
on
that
whether or not
persistence
you
has
can
left
use those
us
things to
with an
depict people.
interesting
You know what I
revelation.
mean? It's a thing that they are born with, they
We
can't
know
help,
that
that
AI
they
knows
are
how to create
ostracized for and
subjectively
bullied
beautiful
for.
synthetic art through mere text prompts.
It
generating
just
some
it
of
just
the
seems
most
uncool.
striking
It just seems
examples of the
uncool to
sheer
make it part
potential
of my
of modern
costume.
technology.
To like make it a part of
that
a thing
said,
that people are gonna
who's
like
to say
give me
that it can't
compliments
succeed
on
at the
when they
opposite?
get it and be like, oh cool. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Relatively,
It's
the
something that I
adoption
can
and
take off at the
potential
end of the
of
day
synthetic
and like
art is merely beginning.
it just
And with
feels
the
it just
advent
feels
of Loeb
nucky, I
freaking
think.
So many of us out.
So I guess I'm kind of glad
what
that
else is hidden
I didn't
away
do
within the
it
vast abyss of AI,
because I feel
and
yeah,
how
I just
will
feel this way.
impact us when we find them?
It does feel cruel. Yeah, I think so too. I think it feels a little cruel. So that was a short one. Did you guys want? We could fuck. I would need somebody to go to that thread and link it to me though. But if you guys want to do that, I'm willing to. If somebody wants to find that thread on @SuperComposite's Twitter, we could go look through it and look through the pictures. It wasn't fun, yeah. Glasses are a fashion thing. It's different. It's different. It's very different. What thread? I can grab it. The Super Composite Lobe thread. If you guys feel like looking at it, I'm happy to go there. I would appreciate it, Quinn, if you feel like it. No pressure if you don't. That's wild that you got bullied for glasses. I'm sorry to hear that. That's shitty. Glasses are, they just look nice. Thank you very much. Hold on. What's happening here? That's fun, Nexpo. I didn't see that last time. Yeah, I didn't see that last time. Wild. Okay. Oh shit, it's taking me to mobile Twitter. That's not a big deal though. Whatever, it's fine. I definitely don't want to sign in, but this is the thread that they were talking about. I can make this bigger for right now. Hi J-Rod, how are you? You just missed the first video, but we have 2 others that we're planning to do. I'll just, do you guys want me to, I'll read it out loud if you want. Also has a new video. That's part of the queue. That's the next video that we're going to be watching. And then if we have time at the end, we'll watch the Rando Nautica one. I discovered this woman who I call Lobe in April. The AI reproduced her more easily than most celebrities. Her presence is persistent and she haunts every image she touches. Content warning, take a seat. This is a true horror story and veers sharply macabre. And then we have these images that we saw last time. I can't tell if she's supposed to be like holding a teddy bear here. The AI cryptid, yeah. Yeah, I fucking love her. I think that this is just the most fascinating thing. I think that this is fascinating. I wondered, is the opposite of that logo in turn going to be a picture of Marlon Brando? I tapped a Digitapentix Skyline logo. -1. The opposite of Digitapentix Skyline logo as a prompt. I received these off-putting images, all the same devastated looking older woman with defined triangles of a rosacea question mark on her cheeks. My friend also, yeah, I just kind of want to make this big. Oh man, I remember the whole Rando Nautica thing when it really kicked off here in Seattle after that whole thing. Yeah, I'm definitely supposed to go Rando Nautica-ing with a friend of mine that's in chat. See, it's kind of neat, I guess, but also like with an undisclosed AI, I can't really get that into it convinced. However, the right way to put it is. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fun. I feel remiss. I am definitely more naive than you are, Sverry. Like 100 out of 100 times. Fuck me. We would have to log into my Twitter to do this. Ugh. I don't want to do that. I do not want to log into my Twitter because I just keep my like work account thing. We're just gonna watch the next video, y'all. I'm sorry. We can maybe during the break, when we take a break, I'll set that up, and then after the next video, we can look at the thread. Like, what images were this AI trained on? If it has a more limited set, of course, it's going to be dominated by one subject. Yeah, that's fair enough. He didn't say. I wonder if she says which AI. Like, I don't know. You may want to. Yeah, Oywin, I should do that. I 1,000,000% should do like Doxy's streaming Twitter, and then that way you guys can send shit to Doxy streaming and we will go over it and stuff sometimes. But anyway, you might be able to Google it. Like the only thing that's stopping me from scouring this thread for it right now is that it might be in one of these restricted tweets, right? I just find this absolutely incredible. I love it. I love Loeb. Anyway, 3 readies and we'll move on to the next video and I'll get back to this crochet, and then maybe during break I will make a quick Twitter. This one, I think you guys are gonna I haven't watched this one yet. But have you guys heard of Haunted PS1? Hell yeah, we've got our readies. I think you guys are gonna like this. I think you guys are gonna like this very much. Thank you, Boonji. I would have forgotten. Uh-oh. Fuck. What have I done? All right. Let me know if any adjustments need to be made. I'm just gonna get back to crocheting.
In the past few years, a trend has cropped up centering on something very dear to me.
Tupacula, how are you? I was just thinking about you. About the time that you came to visit me in Iowa and how fun that was. How are you doing, bud? It's good to see you.
It's one of those things where once you're in it and really stop and look around, it hits you. Allow me to introduce you.
Do you want to know what made me think of you?
PS1 horror, an entire genre.
I hope you don't take offense to this.
For those of us who grew up during the era,
but
the
I came across a content creator named Wendigoon, and I was like, hey, he looks like a little bit less handsome Tupacula. Not to say that he's not handsome, because he is. He's handsome. Just you're handsomer. IMO.
The absolutely haunting rigidity of Juggernaut, and the surreal, unexplainable amalgamation that is LSD Dream Emulator has made for an entire generation of games so unintentionally scary that they've spawned an entire genre of modern titles that have set out to emulate the conventions the PS1 brought upon us. The developers behind Puppet Combo and Chilla's Arts are some of my personal favorites in playing this style, and I highly suggest you check their games out.
At this point, I'm 100% skeptical of Loeb. No!
Tonight, however,
They keep making copies of me, but they'll never get it right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
A new Halloween tradition that I would like to
Hi,
start
sweet
with
Kika.
you guys, centering on a little something called the Haunted PS1 demo disc.
All right, it definitely does feel like this head is starting to be big enough now. Hi, baby kitty. I love you so much.
The Haunted PS1 demo
Hell
disc
yeah,
is a
this
collection
looks
of
right.
PS1-like demos curated each year into a free downloadable
I'm very
file
happy
on
with this.
itch.io.
How do you guys feel
These
about?
compilations began in 2020 and tended
I'll
to
I'll
recreate
use
the old school
black
feel of classic
to
PS1
outline
demo
to like
discs that were
stitch
so
this
incredibly
on. I'll use
popular
black
back in the day.
thread.
The difference between those and these, however, lie in the fact that within those from
How have you been,
Haunted
Doxy?
PS1,
Oh gosh,
the
that's a
games are
big
intricately
answer,
crafted
honestly, that
to
you don't
feel
want.
haunted,
I'm happy to see you though.
to frighten you.
I'm very happy to see you. Are you
to
still
give you
streaming?
that sense that something.
Hi,
Is it
baby
right?
Kika Kitty. Would you like to come hang out? Sweet kitten. I saw there was a hydrate earlier and I just remembered. God, it was like an hour ago. I'm so sorry. I only have fun water right now. I promise I've drank a bunch of water today. Kika, come here, baby kitty.
Unlike traditional demo discs of yore, Haunted PS1 establishes a very specific mood for each of their collections. For instance, in the 2021 release, the games were tied together through a very interesting hub world museum run by this cheeky fellow named Scully. He essentially gives us free reign to check out his barren museum, chock full of liminal spaces, a deafening silence, dim, unsettling lighting, and this unbridled sense that someone
can't make it this difficult,
is watching us.
There you go. Hell yeah, now we're
It's
cooking
a
with
game
gas.
within
Come
a
here,
game.
big boy.
And I think that's what makes the Haunted PS1 demo disc so special. They foster exploration, replayability, and consistent discovery at your
Hi,
own
baby
leisure.
kitty. I love
And
you so
even hold
much.
secrets for those willing to entertain the game's puzzles, because yes, these hub worlds have them. And yes,
Hi, baby
they're pretty
kitty.
damn cool. Now, with that being
Kika's
said,
here, guys.
we are 3 years late to the party, and throughout the reign of Haunted PS1, tons of incredible experiences have come out of these annual releases. Tonight, you and I aren't just going to dive into this year's disc, because we're doing all three. Throughout the past month, I've gone and played through
You're
each
right,
demo that has
J-Rod.
come out so far, and have gone through the impossible task of hand-selecting 3 of my personal favorites from each year.
How'd that happen,
You
Quinn?
and I are going to go in chronological
Kind of walked away
order
from streaming for
least to
now, but
most
I've been
recent
doing a ton
in
of
hopes exploring
animations.
some of
That's
the
so
creepiest,
fun.
most unique,
Please
and
feel free to
mind-boggling
share them
experiences
if you
that have
want
come out of this
to.
project so far.
I won't be able to look at them
And so,
until after stream,
We've got 9
but
games
I would
in
love if
total
you would tweet
over
them
3
at me
years.
or share them in
So grab that
Discord or
candy
whatever you
bar, shut
want.
off those lights and kick back. Because tonight,
And you're
you and I
also
are
more than
diving
welcome
down
to go
the
ahead and drop
abyss
them in chat if you like.
of the Haunted PS1 demo disc.
Kika does not care one way or the other because I'm a bad cat owner and don't celebrate Christmas or birthdays with them. I just shower them in love every day. Right, Kika? Right, Kika? We just love each other all the
Roused by
time.
crackle of static, a lingering sense of dread crawls across the floor. You sit alone in your room. A dimly lit memory repeats in your head. 17
I would
demos
really
too
love to
horrible
crochet if
describe
you'd let
keep
me.
you from your bed. Each
Excellent.
one
Thanks,
a
bud.
personally crafted nightmare.
Oh, guess
You've
not.
tried to tell the others, yet no one understands. A CRT you don't remember owning flashes to life. Frozen in place, you look upon
Had
the
my door open to
flickering
let air in the
screen
condo, and it
spy a
must have
dismal,
wandered in.
bloodied
My
scene.
neighbor lets it wander the hallways
A
when he
cracked
leaves his
and
door
faded
open when
jewel
it's hot
case
too.
sits
Guess
close
it was
beside.
curious.
A pale green
Okay.
plastic box sits in
At least it
front,
was a cat
emitting
and not
a
like
whirring noise. Will you take
a
to the
rabid
control room
fox or some
or
shit.
let yourself be taken over?
I'd still maybe be a little pissed if just a random animal walked into my house. I don't know. I love animals a lot, but like, it would make me fear for the safety of the animal. I'll post a couple in the Discord. Would love to do some animations for you if you got some ideas. Yo. I really want, I'm trying to find artists to rebrand my channel entirely crochet focused. I would love a couple little emotes or something of yarn unwinding, a ball of yarn unwinding would be amazing.
Contrary to the others,
We'll
unfortunately,
talk.
the collection
We'll
for
talk,
2020 isn't
Tupacula.
banded together by any sort of fancy museum or mall. But that's okay, because we're here for the demos anyway, and also this menu is pretty damn cool. First up on our journey is a game called Filthbraid, created by a dev named B. Zerosa.
There are a few animals that if I found randomly in my house,
as
I
the
think
following.
anything other than yay new
Filth
friends.
comes crawling out of the cracks.
I have not been paying attention.
Let's
I
get to
probably should start this up. What have I missed? Does anybody know? Also, sorry, I have to look at my pattern here.
Filthbreed is a short game, but is one that packs a hell of a punch. Here, we take the role of an amateur detective, dispatched to investigate a string of strange disappearances that have taken place around Detroit within the past few months.
6 and then invisible
Reportedly, a
decrease.
truck driver named Lewis Burton is the prime suspect.
Okay.
However, rumors have been circulating about him being abducted by this strange group and held captive in an unknown location. Luckily for us though, his semi-truck has been spotted near an old warehouse, and so we're sent to investigate.
It's super cute. I was super sad when it saw me and got skittish and wouldn't let me pet it. I love cats and it's super cute, probably about 1-year-old. It just makes me fear that they aren't taking very good care of it if it's like
I'm good.
able to just wander into my house. Like, you know what I mean?
You turn back straight away and tell your superior you found nothing. Your quick return and short report raises some eyebrows in the office, but nobody was buying that cult nonsense anyway. You feel like an absolute coward and quit the force shortly after. The trail goes cold. And the
Hell
case
yeah,
is eventually
Tupacula. I
unfound.
can't wait to look after Strim.
Well, there you go. Alright, for real. Yes, this game does have multiple endings, and yes, you can wuss out. For those willing to see what lies within, however, you're in for a ride. We begin within a warehouse. It seems to have been abandoned for quite some time. Trash lines the hallways, and notes are scattered.
This looks like it was
giving us
made
some backstory on the world being built here.
in the steam, in the
Within
valve
them, we get
engine.
references to people changing into something inhuman. Roaches breeding within a person's mouth. And even a mention of someone called
Uh-oh.
the Lice Mother. It's clear that something beyond our understanding has taken place here. And contrary to our initial belief, it seems like this place may not be abandoned. After all. After poking around a bit, we eventually encounter a gun. And, well, you know what that means. A malformed, human-like creature begins to pursue us, and after taking this guy out, we have the option to progress, or end our journey here. Going with the latter gives us an ending where our supervisor takes over after we file a report. And ominously, after sending veteran officers in to
It's the top floor of a
investigate,
condo building. There's
they
nothing in these
return
hallways that
with
could possibly
main
harm it,
flags
except for the most
infested
dangerous
with
monsters
this
of
strange
all,
larva.
human beings.
They mention something about feeding mom. The case never makes the news, and we never return to the force. Ever again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Upon heading back in and towards the back rooms, we'll begin to find that insects are slowly becoming more
6.
abundant. Weird sounds can be heard in various rooms, and this strange heat emanates through doorways. After heading upstairs, we encounter a podium holding a book with text in an unknown language.
This
Because
doesn't remind
cult.
you
However,
of
where things
Sperry
go
of
its
like
torment
Fatal
is
Frame
when
and
we
shit?
finally find
Just like way more
the guy
American.
we were dispatched to catch.
It looks a little bit better
Immediately in
than
front of him
PlayStation
is
1,
a
but we
path
have
to a
like better.
basement, And upon exploring it, we
Even
realize
though
that the place is
We're
heavily
better at
infested
like
with massive
working
insects
with
that
within the
prowl the worlds around
parameters
us.
of. It definitely does look more
adorn the
PS2
floors.
for sure.
and an unknown fluid.
But we're
is
like,
a
we're
vampire.
better at like manipulating the
Festers at our feet.
parameters of what the PlayStation 1 is
Fortunately,
capable
there's not
of
much
now,
else down
right?
here, and from this point, we're left with no other option but to leave.
So I can buy
Thus
it.
bringing us to
It
our
does
third
look way
and
more like
final
PS2.
ending.
This is reminding me more of like
With this
Resident
one,
Evil
our
and like
supervisor
Silent
takes
Hill
our
on
report,
PS2 and
even
stuff like
though it is
that.
absolutely batshit crazy, and in response, he suggests that we take a break. We do, and come morning, we wake up to the news of a massive fire at the warehouse. Everything is gone, yet 12 inhuman shells of bodies have been
Okay,
recovered.
that was 14.
And after its initial wave in the news, the case of Lewis Burton is presumed forgotten.
Remember the first time I ever saw the opening sequence to Gran Turismo 1? I like almost cried. I was like, the road looks so real. It's like a
Filth
movie.
Breed is a very effective, eerie little game based upon a grounded, relatable premise. I think what makes it so scary to me is
I don't
the
know
fact that this
Siren,
entire game
J-Rod.
feels like one very brief yet disturbing nightmare that the protagonist can hardly wrap their mind around. The finer details of who these people are, why they're here, and what the fuck is
5.
going on with these parasitic larvae are never fleshed out. It's not even something we care to learn more about.
6. It did have a
Like
banging
any normal human
playlist. It
being,
had
The first
garbage.
thing we do is bury it to get as far away as feasibly possible from ever reliving the hell. we
That's
just
all I
went
really
through
remember,
by
but I
the
do
hands of
remember
creatures
the music in it
completely
was
alien
sick.
to anything we have ever known. I think the real horror of Filth Breed is that they have to live with that. With knowing that something as disgusting and repulsive as what they witnessed lives
Siren
in the
is one
same
of the
world they
scarier
do.
games, at least on the PS2.
But
That and
given that they
Haunting
quit
Ground.
the force and put it behind them,
I'm not familiar with
the
either
rest
of
of
those.
humanity is none the wiser. And they
I was very into way more
We're left to
mainstream
fester.
games. It took me a while to even find that there were horror games. Like in my, it didn't even occur to me till I was like in my 20s that there could be horror games.
Sam receives a strange tape in the mail. Watching it brings her back to a deeply unsettling place that seems strangely familiar.
You get desensitized pretty quick, Lily.
Heartworm is a
Super
very
excited about the
special
Silent Hill 2
game. It is
remake
one of
and
the
new
more
movie news.
PS1-like
I didn't know that
projects
they were
have come
doing a
out
new
as demo
movie.
discs. Created by one person named Vincent.
Is Kojima
the
gonna have
game
anything
dives
to
into
do with the
inner psyche
remake?
and how memories shape who we are. Delivered with tank controls and a fixed perspective, we take the role of a woman named Sam. The game opens in her studio apartment.
This is
and
looking
it's
like
any
some,
other day. Things are quiet. Our book sits on the coffee table. for all intents and
Tomb Raider.
purposes,
It's probably
life
just the pointy
is
boobs that's making me
painfully
say that.
ordinary.
I was terrified of horror games when I was a teen, and somewhere in my
Curiously, near the
mid-20s it was like a
back
switch
wall
flipped
is
and
a
horror didn't
document.
bother me at all
And
anymore.
after
Yeah, that's
inspecting
wild.
it, we learned that it's a clinician's
I just started
evaluation.
playing a game called
Sam.
Chernobylite. Didn't know it was a scary game
She's
till I jumped out of my
unfortunately
chair and
undergoing
bashed
severe
my knee on my
symptoms
desk.
from
Oh no.
childhood trauma, including
I know
insomnia,
the first one that I
intrusive
played
thoughts about
by
self-harm,
myself was
low
some
self-esteem,
Connect horror
obsessions,
game.
panic
Gave me a real
attacks,
scare.
and high baseline anxiety.
I bet that that was
Reportedly,
one
these are
hell of an
chronic and are
introduction
ever-encroaching
to horror
on how she
games.
lives her life.
Quinn, do you remember the time
At
that
the
we
end of the
played
document, they suggest that Sam tries exposure therapy, a form
Slender?
of treatment focused on facing the trauma source head on. At this point, it's unclear how long it's been since she received this evaluation, or if she ever went forth to
Bloober
follow
Team.
up
What's
on it.
Bloober Team?
But
What else
does
have they
become
done?
Immediately clear
Maybe they'll knock it out of
is
the
that
park.
we have
I'll try to be optimistic for
a
us.
visitor.
They did Layers of Fear. Okay. Layers of Fear wasn't terrible. Just like once you realized that you couldn't die, it
pick
ceased
up the
being
tape
scary and
place
it was
it
just
into our
like
VCR.
surreal. You know what I mean?
Yet instead of watching it,
They sent me some really cool shit to cover that game.
we live it. Before us is a large home with
Back
the
when I
phrase,
was
"Do you
relevant."
remember?" draped along the fence. And with
That was
this
the original
message,
beta for
the
Slender
implications
2.
are
I think
clear.
you eventually played
Whatever
the final
happened on
product
this
of
tape
Slender, right? Yep.
is or is part of the childhood trauma that's been plaguing
Did
our
anyone
entire
ever play
life.
Manhunt? I didn't.
After making our way inside the home, we find
The
that
scariest
it's
thing is shaky cam. Also, you were the bad dad all along. Okay.
strangely quiet.
Here's hoping.
Novels about trauma-based hallucinations are scattered across the desk.
Okay, I want two.
The TV remains on.
I
with
probably
no
should
one to
not
watch
finish
it.
this coffee.
And
3.
strange context clues like these track marks in this missing book plead for us
4.
to solve them. For most of the demo, puzzle solving is what we
5.
do. We take the key and make our way to the garage. We discover a novel about fearing death.
6.
We find the missing book. We unlock the basement. And towards the very end,
7.
we find a letter.
Wait, no, we don't want 7. We want
Sam,
to decrease.
I tried calling, but your phone's disconnected,
6.
and I didn't know what else to do. Everyone's worried. Your boss called Mom, and she said you stopped showing up. I called Jane, but she said she's not talking to you anymore. I know I haven't always been there for you, but
The
if
medium
you need
Blair Witch.
anything,
I mean, Bloober
wanna
Team
help.
games are generally pretty
What's going on
mid,
with
but I
you?
mainly have an issue with the
Is
way
this
they
about
approach
what
games
happened?
as a company.
It was
Tell
10
me.
years ago, Sam. It's not
Also,
your fault.
Tupacula, tell
You
me.
can't hang on to this forever. I love you. Please call me. D. Following this, we proceed down an elevator,
You're gonna be a dad.
revealing a dreamlike path
You're gonna be a really
leading to
fun
yet
dad, I
another
bet.
Television.
Congratulations.
And upon turning it
That's
on,
really
The device
exciting.
itself doesn't boot.
You're
but
gonna
rather
crush it, bud.
An alternative version of us.
I'm so happy for you.
One that is out to harm us, to plague us. Almost
Is Mom
like a
super
traumatic
jazzed too? Are you jazzed?
The Heartworm demo is, by every stretch, a walking simulator that ends on a very effective cliffhanger. For those with a keen eye, however, an inventory system does exist, and in the full release, yes, there will be combat.
Oh shit, I didn't
and
realize I was
yes,
so low. I'm
the
so
world
sorry.
becomes fully realized. Yet, even aside from all this, the small snippet of atmosphere we got was masterful, and there were moments when I genuinely had to stop to soak it all in.
Oh, and his name is Silas. That used to be like a top contender on my list of baby names. I love that name. Going to be here around Christmas. Don't know yet. It's a weird feeling. Well, I think for what it's worth, I think that
The
you're going to do
subject
a
matter
great
Heartworm
job.
entertains revolves around the depths of the mind, all wrapped up within a love letter package to the survival horror masterpieces of yore.
You're the right
The dev
mixture
is a one-man
of
team, and if you're interested in helping them realize
silly
this
and
gem
smart.
to its full potential, they welcome any and all help they can get. Heartworm is a haunting A+ from me. Please play it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Decrease. Okay, sick. Man, 8 stitches looks a lot.
Neko Yumi is an
Longer
ambient
than it is.
exploration game in which you traverse a cat-filled dream world.
This is right up my alley. No pun intended.
At this point, everyone knows about LSD Dream Emulator, a surreal dreamlike walking
I don't.
simulator with no defined goal. To this
Should
day,
I?
It's one of the most recognizable video games ever made, primarily due to its randomly generated worlds, vivid colors, nonsensical textures, and other
I love this guy.
things living in the same world you do.
That's my boy.
All living their own life. All bearing a history of their own. All just existing. Forever.
Okay, and we just keep decreasing.
Enter Neko Yumi, a game developed by Modus Interactive and heavily inspired by LSD. From the get-go, the similarities are abundant.
So
The
now
main
we
menu is
are
the
on
exact
sixes.
same.
Have you seen the trailer for the
The
horror
visual
game that is
style,
going to be coming out
The
eventually?
exact same.
That the engine
And
that
the
runs
absolute off-the-rails,
makes it look
inexplicable
almost
weirdness.
realistic. It's also like chest camera point of view. No. Please,
Yeah,
by all
it's
means,
there.
share it with me. I feel like we
Contrary
might
to LSD, however,
once in a
this
while
build of Neko Yumi does
do
have a
some
definite
horror
goal,
games on
and
the
that's
channel
search
since
for
we're
and
still
catch
like
4 cats
creepy
hidden throughout this world.
focused. It's just
At the
games are
game's
going to be
beginning,
few and far
we'll drop
between
into a
because
hub area
man,
with a
I
large foreboding cat head
really
staring down upon
just
us. We
am so much
initially have no
happier
idea
with
who
the
it is or
community that
what
we
it's
have
for.
now that we've
And
shifted focus.
who am I kidding? Making sense of anything in a game like this?
Look at that kidder.
Hopeless. To be honest, aside from running around and hunting down cats, there isn't much else to Neko Yumi. But I think that's okay, because the takeaway from its experience isn't so much about the gameplay, but the abstract environments given to us. As we explore, we'll notice that the day-night cycle slowly changes, and with it, each region inherits an entirely fresh, surreal feeling that maintains this odd sense of uniqueness, even when revisiting places you've already been to. This game is one massive liminal space, compounded by the otherworldly NPCs and animals that we encounter.
That's not a
along our
liminal
journey.
space if there's
For
NPCs,
instance,
Nexpo.
we find fish with cat ears, bizarre two-legged cat heads bouncing around, to nothing. A lone random, forever fiddling with this marble. A librarian trapped inside hallways
Can
with nothing
I
to watch.
copy that?
And massive godlike heads shooting off into nothing.
Okay.
This game isn't disturbing by any stretch of the word, but it instills this uneasiness due to how absolutely weird it is.
I will look into
Nobody
that.
with any sort of logic as we
Tupacula,
know it
thank you for
lives in this
sharing
place.
that.
Yet at the same time, perhaps we're the
Very
outsiders,
frustrating that I
or
can't
even just as
copy that and
nonsensical to
open
them
it. There we
as they
go.
are to
This
us.
might work.
What is normal in this
Not
world
having
anyway?
a keyboard is so fucking hard, man.
Neko Yumi is a very brief game,
Hell
yet
yeah.
it's one that I couldn't not talk about in a video like this. It's one of the most faithful recreations of LSD Dream Emulator that I have ever seen. And the bonus is that, hey, it's got cats, so that's pretty cool. If you're in the mood for a surreal, dreamlike trip into a world unexplainable, then this game awaits you with open arms. A full release is reportedly in the works, so hopefully in the near future, you and I can immerse ourselves into a fully realized world to really see what the inner confines of a cat's mind has in store for us.
This reminds me of a game that me and Josiah started to play. In under 5 minutes, I remember really speaking to me about 10 years ago. We become what we behold, and loneliness come to mind. Neither is terribly scary, but I'd love to see your reactions to them. Put them in Suggest a Mystery. Quinn? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Decrease. Aw, man. I want some Nexpo merch. I just got my Wang shirt in the mail last week. Feels like I'm skipping a stitch. Jesus. Was I? Oh, I was.
It's 2021, and you awake to find yourself in a room swathed in shadow. The memories of your arrival.
See you later, Dragon
which
Rana.
to
Have a good one.
Confront in your uncertain state. The room is empty, save for one thing: a stone pedestal, nakedly imposing. Something wants you to approach, and so you do. On the pedestal lies a lone, cracked jewel case. Your fingers run across the surface. Demo disc. Without warning, the darkness dies, sickly light flooding the room, and you find yourself in a massive building of stone walls and marble pillars. The air is cold, yet stuffy, as if you breathe gaseous dust. A showcase. You stand within a showcase, a showcase of curious remnants of the culture outside this place.
I need to
of the
like
culture you'll never
pre-unwind
return to,
some yarn here.
and
It's
the
gonna
shapes
take me a
inside the
second.
displays sting your eyes like glass needles.
Oh fuck, we've been
You
live for a while. I am gonna what an amazing screen to stop on. Bird! I don't know what's happening, but I'm just happy to be here. We're watching some Nexpo content. He is talking about the haunted PS1 demo discs. How are you, Bird? Everybody go follow Bird. Okay, we're just about to take a break, but we'll be right back. Everybody stretch, touch your toes if you're able, grab water, do what you gotta. We'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes. I gotta pee really bad. And also I'm really late on this, and Twitch has been really cracking down and showing way more ads to people who aren't showing enough ads themselves. So I promise I'm doing this just as much for you as I am for me. We will be back shortly. Hi guys, sorry about that. I will go ahead and abruptly stop this music so that it's good and awkward. Oh yeah, right in the middle of a fucking drum roll. That's so good. That's so good. Also, hi everyone. My chat on screen is all kinds of fuckered up, hey? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. That's fun that's just good and broken. I'll have to fix that at some. None of my shit is working. None of it. Can I get 3 readies, please? And then we will continue this fucking journey we're on. I'll even start it at the beginning of this chapter so that we're all caught up and in the same place. Oh, hell yeah. Getting so many readies. So many readies up in this bitch. Okay. Here we go. I'm definitely going to look at his merch. I can't afford any of it, but I'm going to look at it. Bird, I feel that deep in my soul, man.
It's 2021, and you awake to find yourself in a room swathed in shadow. The memories of your arrival, much too painful to confront in your uncertain state.
I need to count.
The room is empty, save for one thing.
1, 2,
A stone pedestal,
4,
nakedly
5,
imposing.
Decrease. 1, 2.
Something wants
3,
you to approach.
4, 5. Decrease.
So you do.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I was right.
On the pedestal lies a lone,
But I wasn't
cracked
sure
showcase.
of myself.
Your fingers run across the surface.
4.
Demo disc.
5.
Without warning, the darkness dies, sickly light flooding the room, and you find yourself in a massive building of stone walls and marble pillars.
Please.
The air is cold, yet stuffy,
Decrease.
as if you breathe gaseous dust. A showcase. You stand within a showcase. A showcase of curious remnants.
Taking
of
on
the
a new
culture
gig from
outside
now on, I'm
this
just going to be
place,
that weird dude that
of the
stands on the
culture
corner
you'll
and says
never
all the
return
things
to.
you're thinking.
And the shapes inside the displays sting your eyes.
I do
like
feel
glass
like you're
needles.
decently good at reading my mind.
You our home.
Feeling under the weather? No, I hope you feel better soon.
And so we make our way to Scully's Museum, a masterclass in liminal
Get some
atmospheric
rest.
design, and a long deviation from the simplicity of last year's disc.
Welcome, friend.
This place is grand.
I love
and
him.
completely open for us to explore at our own leisure.
He's our friend.
Multiple floors, showrooms, a bar,
Also,
and
little
incredibly
ghosty
done
boy.
entranceways await. Like, look at this. They remade a whole creepy-ass arcade room to tie in with this one game. Remade a diner for this one. A mansion corridor for this one. And even this creepy-ass school hallway with the game's main character waiting on us with this one. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that this world is filled with immersion and secrets that we can uncover. Most notably with an entire hidden game locked within this one PC. I'll leave cracking that secret to you guys though, because right now, you and I have other arrangements. The demos are calling. So
I read that as
float in.
Hitler password.
Let's go.
Sick, Quinn. Thank you.
A demo for an upcoming horror game from Japan.
Hi, Lilin. How are you?
This is a game with no exposition and absolutely no instruction.
Fuck. I
Aside
keep
from-
doing this to myself. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Decrease.
We play as a little
1,
girl,
2,
walk in a
3,
city
4,
street in
5.
Japan.
Decrease.
We don't quite know where we're
3,
headed.
4,
However,
5.
after a bit of
Decrease.
exploring,
1,
coin
2,
beckons
3,
for our
4,
attention.
5. Decrease. 1, 2, 3.
unbeknownst to us though, picking this coin up has
4,
other consequences.
5. Decrease.
For some reason,
An
a disturbing
optimistic heart.
demonic abomination is stalking us and wants us dead. Where does it hail from?
I don't know. That
cares?
looks
We
like
have
another
no
friend
idea.
to me.
And all we can do is hide.
One,
And if we dare run within its proximity,
2. This looks like a PS1 game with the like static image background. Damn. Even giving me a little bit of late SNES vibes. Oh no, I fucked up somewhere. I have to
as we
undo the
explore
whole
this
row.
rich environment, we'll happen upon a few curiosities, like this vending machine harboring a key. As it turns out, it costs 100 more yen than we currently have, and so we're left to try our luck, avoid this monster, and see if we can find another
Thank
coin.
you, J-Rod.
After
No
heading
free
past the back
frogs
alley,
up in this
we
bitch.
eventually find it, and so we're able to grab that key that we have absolutely no context about. Meanwhile, the demon can be seen, constantly stalking us, and unlike other games that employ the same mechanic, the fixed perspective combined with the
Okay,
awkward
we're at
control scheme
1, 2,
makes for an
3.
experience that is horrifying. At all times,
This
you're able to see the monster
is
in front,
pretty cool.
even if it can't see you. And this makes for one of the most unique feelings of dread and anxiety that I have ever experienced in a horror game.
This one is cool. I feel like the gimmick would get old pretty quick. So as long as it's like short, this is probably a pretty sick game.
Speaking of perspective,
1, 2, 3.
towards the end of the demo, you'll stumble upon an alleyway. However, contrary to how the game's been presented this entire time,
4,
for a brief moment, we take the perspective
5.
of the monster while still controlling this little girl. It is
Oh,
one
that's
of the
wild.
most fascinating gameplay sequences that I have ever seen, and the anxiety that comes from this quick
Decrease,
15-second snippet of
not
gameplay
increase.
can and will spike through the roof. Eventually, we make our way out of its reach and into a home. The words "Type It" adorn the back wall, and on the TV screen in front of us is a message. Can you hear me? Can you feel me? My voice coursing through your fingertips.
2,
Unfortunately, at this point, we're pretty much left here with nothing to do.
3.
And if we leave the confines of this home,
4.
we again
5.
meet our demise.
Well, it's the end of the demo. It's a demo. Decrease.
Walk is one of the most haunting experiences you can
1,
play, and I think it's because of its simplicity. The consistent, foreboding
2.
atmosphere.
Whoa,
The
calm down,
intricately
Nightbot.
crafted set design utilizing rich color in each new area. The lack of direction or sense of place in this world. These claustrophobic streets devoid of anyone
4.
to help. And this disturbing, unknowable demon that is
5.
always in view and that will get you makes for a horror experience that is phenomenal.
Decrease.
Whether actually
guys,
a demo
Nightbot thinks
or a
you're made of
standalone
money.
release of a completed game,
Everybody bully
Walk
Nightbot.
shines on every front and absolutely commands a spot as one of the greats. Please play this game.
1,
You won't regret it.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Take on the role of the detective as you delve into a world of murder, kidnapping, and other atrocities, all at the behest of frogs.
Okay. Decrease.
You guys ever been to a trailer park in Ohio?
Probably. Plenty of them in Iowa.
Created by a studio named Dev Hour Games and inspired
Bitch,
by
I was
sci-fi
born in the
titans like
park.
The X-Files
I
and
was
Deus
I
Ex,
was
Wildwood
raised
puts
by
us
it,
into the shoes of
molded
an
by
unknown
it.
detective dispatched to investigate a myriad of bizarre disappearances and potential cult activity taking place within a rural trailer park. Reportedly, a once renowned church pastor has, out of nowhere, undergone a sudden personality change, now spewing bizarre rituals and outlandish sermons surrounding the many frogs that reside in the area. We have no idea why, and it sounds crazy, but we got a call about it from Trailer 102, and so we're left to track them down, ask some questions, and figure this mystery out.
For the last couple of months, there have been several missing persons reported out of Loveland, Ohio. Initially, we had very little to go on until about 1 week ago. Mr. Buchanan, a resident of a small trailer park on the outskirts of town, contacted the Loveland authorities to report strange happenings from within the park. He claimed that the other members of the community had begun worshipping frogs and have formed a cult whilst also kidnapping the local townsfolk. We are dispatching you to investigate these reports and determine exactly what it is we are dealing with.
3,
Good luck, detective. We know you'll need it.
4, 5. Okay, we
Once
did
make it to
not
Loveland
fuck it
Cove,
up this time.
we're left
Sick.
with none other than to investigate by going door to door.
Man,
to see
all
what
I'm
exactly
saying though
is going on
is
here.
decrease in
there's some
people,
logical
increase in
explanation for
frog.
this.
I'm pretty sure that there's a law somewhere that has
I
like
hope.
that brings you to the conclusion that the people are becoming frogs. They're turning into frogs.
Oddly, nearly every single
Either
trailer
that
we check
or the
out
frogs are predators.
yields nobody. leaving us with no other option than to break and
I mean,
enter
frogs
each
are
one.
predators, but the humans are
The
their prey.
interesting part about Loveland is that each trailer contains its own mini story.
And the population
in a
is
way.
booming because
And
they're
through
getting so much
context
of that
clues
sweet,
and
sweet
notes scattered
human
throughout
meat.
These homes, we're given bits and pieces of the fallout that took place before we got here. For instance, within what looks like the home of a hoarder, we find a newspaper clipping detailing the rising number of missing people in Loveland.
Frogs with
Yet
claws
on the
and
fringe,
fangs is
they call Jeremiah
terrifying.
from Trailer 104 a traitorous bastard before ending their to-do
Feed
list with
children.
none other than to bathe in his glory. It's a little weird. Once we make our way to Trailer 102, the source of the phone call,
I wish we could just
The
watch
front
Alex
door's open.
Jones videos all day.
I mean, it seems like someone's home.
A tadpole with
let's
things
see.
would look like a chain shop. Aw.
Transfer onto the rate space before, and to top it off, a hurricane is wicked greatest sea, a wonderful fruit.
The TV plays to no one. The phone is off the hook. The bedroom lies a wreck. Freshly cooked dinner sits on the table. And in the kitchen sits a recipe for something called frog repellent.
They are eating the
Trailer
people.
104 hides a key. And upon finding a crowbar and using it on this door, we encounter that traitorous bastard Jeremiah.
Whoa.
Yet he's left in a trance by the hands of someone unknown. It's small snippets like this that drive this game forward. We're lured in by a mystery, by the social dynamics at play between these residents. And this game does a
Oh, man,
fantastic
Bird.
job at
It is-
setting
it is a
very
little
specific mood
delicious.
and executing that. Eventually, we find that a concoction known as frog shine is present in nearly every home. And through notes we find later on, it almost seems like this stuff brainwashes those who drink it. Reportedly, it causes euphoria, followed by a strange desire to keep drinking more until you are completely assimilated into the form of thought that the cult's leader, named Pastor Abram, desires.
Okay.
We find that cult
Keep
members
decreasing,
go as far
boys.
as to serve it to people at local bars. Contrary to basic ethics, they give it to kids to force them to join their cause. And to those of you that are trying to get in their way,
We got a
Well,
bunch of frog
you
groomers.
just haven't found the Lord yet. You're a heathen, muddying his word. A sinner.
In a
who will
goddamn
never
court of law, a
be
lawyer
saved.
got to evil chuckle and go, "Yes, Mr. Jones,
It's clear that these
indeed is one that
residents are
fuels
in
my
past
more
the point of
pleasant
no return.
dreams."
And as we explore,
Ugh,
we'll find various
I already
pieces of the
fucking
medallion that unlocks the gate to Pastor Abram's home.
Ran
Once
out
we
of
head up there and
pre-unwound
explore it, we find
yarn.
more
Give me a
religious
second
texts
here.
Focusing on the Great Flood, a mysterious, unnamed VHS tape, and weirdest of all, a surveillance room.
I can't wait for this. Well, I mean, we're gonna be done
For
with the
some
project
reason,
before it
the
is,
game
but I was
stops
about
us
to say
before
I
we
can't
can
wait for this
investigate. Instead, dropping us
really messy ball of yarn to be small enough
Here.
to fit into one of my yarn bowls,
our
but
agency HQ with no one around.
we will be finished with this project by then. Trying to decide whether I give this arms or not. Excuse me.
You know, it's strange because it almost seems like we're more of a prisoner than an agent. But hey, that's just me.
Good evening, Detective. We hope your investigation.
No, the
was a
frogs are grooming
success.
us, babe. Get it together.
Please
Hi,
have a
CV.
seat.
I was thinking no arms too because it's a little ghosty.
Now, our line of work is very dangerous, especially to those with a weak mind.
3.
To combat this, we employ the use of sodium pentothal. Think of it as a kind of truth-telling
4.
serum. Now, Detective, please take the pill on the desk, place it into your mouth, and then swallow
Decrease.
it.
From here, we're left with no other option but to take that pill, forcing us to tell the truth as if we wouldn't have already. Yet before we get context on what that's for or why we're here,
It
the
ends.
Loveland demo draws to its end. You know, Dev Hour is pretty damn good at cliffhangers because I have so many questions. In one of the homes, we find a note referencing a ritual taking place at the lake. And for a brief moment, we see
This frog
figures
one is my
walking in the
favorite.
distance.
This frog one is fucking wacky.
A bedroom transformed into a mini swamp awaits in another, as if the resident living here became this. This sketchy resident wants us to kill Jeremiah, lest he ignores us and hides in darkness. This home was ravaged, leaving behind insects and religious imagery. When playing this game alone, discoveries like this set a mood that just bleeds mystery and intrigue. And interestingly, every action you take can cause the game to play out in unique ways. Through dialogue choices and the interactive phone system, we're able to unlock various items that we can use to uncover more about the story.
I love a game that gets me
Unfortunately, in my
pizza.
experience, though, I found that the ending is all the same. I guess that's the hallmark of a good demo, because I genuinely want to uncover this story. Pastor Abram is doing things unforgivable, catalyzed by sermons completely outlandish, and I really want to know where he is. Where everyone is.
I mean, we know where a couple people
and how the
are.
hell we got here.
And a lot of frogs. And we drove! It was the beginning! Nexpo! You're smarter than me, Nexpo. Come on.
Step into your chamber. Let her do the rest.
I was so ready for that to just be Enigma Stud.
Escape to a paradise previously only possible in your dreams.
I hate this. But this town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza? You will need your strength to defeat these frog groomers. These groomer frogs. Yeah, that's better.
Echostasis comes from Enigma Studios and centers around artificial intelligence and its relationship to the human mind in the far future. In a way, it's like Soma combined with Observer in the sense that in this timeline, the development of AI has reached such a point to where the concept of a virtual utopia can be promised to those willing to experience it. If you've ever played Observer, however, then you know that when artificial intelligence and the human form combine,
Okay,
the
it's
result
definitely time to
is
start stuffing this
detrimental.
guy. He just has a little empty head.
What the fuck just happened? How did it get here?
Matriarch, give me the duration of the last sequence.
You were connected for 16 minutes and 43 seconds, real time.
16 minutes? Am I losing it?
Our journey begins with a tutorial. We're dropped into a dreamscape with a foreboding sarcophagus in the distance, and communicating directly with the player is some sort of sentient program. They inform us that we need to help them to establish something called echostasis by reclaiming this land, even though this reality is apparently not our own. And so, with what appears
It is
to be
hard
an
to get
angel
these
the far
eyeballs
distance,
in.
we find a shotgun and fire at it.
Check your
unleashing
DMs when you
something
can. I will have to wait till after stream, but I
beyond our
will
level of
absolutely do that.
comprehension.
Are these eyes too close together? I think they are. What if we do like here? Here. I have not been paying close attention because I've been working these
We find
eyeballs.
ourselves in what appears to be base reality. At least, in some aspects. The rest of the game takes
Now they're
place
too far
inside this
apart,
chamber,
hey?
And upon looking around, it's clear that life as we know it has progressed beyond a point of recognition. AI terminals command the world. Humans exist in delicate pods, living within an algorithmically generated utopia designed to maximize the output.
See you later, Dark
of
Wolf Sweden. Have a
dopamine
good
and
one.
serotonin. Advertisements
Happy
promise
walking.
an entire new world, and something is wrong. A cyber attack has taken place inside someone's chamber, and we're tasked as an engineer with helping to solve that problem.
Golly.
Interestingly, we're able to interact with this terminal in the form of specific inputs, and entering terms like echo and utopia generate dumps of lore that are pivotal in world building. The way it works within echostasis starts with the human mind. Upon entering a chamber, or pod, a new reality
Okay, that
known
feels
as an
cute to
echo
me.
is generated
Is that
based
cute?
upon your cerebral profile. Initially, it begins as a copy of reality as we know it.
Do we like
However,
this?
over time, it'll
Hi,
slowly
Soph.
morph into something that will maximize the
Oh, man.
entertainment and pleasure.
That's a bummer.
Of
I'm
you.
sorry to hear that.
Echostasis, however, is something that you do not
Alright.
want.
Let's
It's the point to where the connection
cinch
between the
these
human mind
on.
and body, known as a core, are severed, forever locking a version of your consciousness within their world, and in turn leaving your physical body completely brain dead. After poking around a bit, we learn that the human in that pod is subject number 65, and after entering their ID into the terminal, we find that they're undergoing a slow but steady echostasis without even knowing it. This subject is so distracted within their perfect utopia that they haven't even realized the finer details corrupting before them. The good news is that we can help.
Excellent.
And so we utilize
They're
a
locked
tool known
in.
as Dreamscape
We got
to jack
vision,
into their
y'all.
mind to find their core and to reestablish that connection.
Now I just have to stuff it. Man, I love retro cyberpunk shit. It's so wild to me.
Curiously, we only have 1 full minute to explore their mind, yet are given unlimited opportunities to try this. And so, with trial and error,
Bear
we're
taffy.
able to speed
Maybe
run this
boo
environment,
taffy.
unlocking
Oh,
shortcuts for our
no.
next run, and discovering paintings and artifacts from the depths of their psyche. Eventually, we find their core, and much like the beginning,
Reckless
The
Reckless
shotgun
Eating,
is
thank
given
you
to
so
us.
much for the raid.
Once we
Mighty
take it,
Sauce, thank you
we
so
use
much
it on this
for the follow.
thing at the request of the
I just locked these eyeballs on the side of the head. I'm freaking out a teeny tiny bit.
just might have killed them.
Pudding Power, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream, guys? We love Reckless Eating here. Does anybody know how to undo these eyeballs?
With everything.
Fuck.
We are complicit in this.
I can't believe I
Echostasis was
did that.
successful.
I can't believe I did that.
We have committed murder.
I can't believe I fucking did that. Don't know, but my dog sure knows how to pull them off. I cannot believe.
You guys know that I am an absolute sucker for sci-fi horror, and Echostasis nails it with flying colors. The musical score, the real-life
I'm so
implications of
bummed
our
right
actions,
now.
the world so far removed from ours.
How
and
are
the
they
natural
locked?
apprehension
With
of
these
listening to the
little-
commands of an AI makes for a surreal, disturbing
I don't know if you can
experience
see,
that provokes thought and
but
introspection.
it's these little caps.
When I was interacting with that terminal, I was picking its brain on this world's
This
lore,
is not
and it
a
said
screw,
something
by
that
the
stood out
way.
to me
It's
more than
grooved.
anything else.
But there's these little caps that fit
First, we had
like
algorithms
perfectly
that
in
would simply
between the
suggest media
grooves
that
to
a
hold
user
them
may like.
tightly on the other
Then
side.
these algorithms learned how to generate this media themselves. Today, the
I don't
Echo
think that I
represents
can
the
undo
natural
this.
conclusion of this process. An entire
One thing that I could do,
algorithmically generated from
I
the
guess,
user's
is
cerebral profile.
uncrochet.
That's the very best in artificial intelligence.
Like I could
We are
frog
very
a few
proud of it.
rows and get it out.
Humanity has lost touch with itself to algorithms. Singularity
Do you have more eyes?
has long
No.
been reality. But at that point, what even is reality anymore?
I'm really sad. I cannot believe I have done this. It's a little funny, at least. It's just also mad annoying.
In the before time, the mall stood king among shopping locales. People of all kinds flocked to them, swarming store after store, purchasing copious amounts of tie-dyed fabric and greasy food and novelty knives.
I
But
think
now the
malls are
people
making a
dead,
comeback,
and the corporate
actually.
catacombs stand silent. Their only customers now
Yo,
are
I think
rats
I'm
and
making
cockroaches.
progress here.
Of late, though, there have been murmurs in the emptiness, flashes of too bright colors, flickers of wires and flesh, strangled electric sounds, almost like screams. Your town bore one such decrepit.
I don't know, every time we go to the mall
hopeful
here,
tourist
it's
destination,
poppin'.
long since abandoned by the few teens that frequented it.
We don't go very
Yet
often,
you find yourself standing before it. To
but
be
every
greeted
time
for
we
the
go,
first time in
there's
years.
a shitload of people.
Lights flicker from within. Tinny music
Guess I better get my
emanates from
rollerblades back
disconnected
out. Also, tie-dye
speakers.
is making a huge
Burns on your
comeback.
mind, as if
Zoomers love
carved with a
tie-dye.
burning knife.
I did it to both of them, didn't I? Oh my god, no! I can't believe I did this.
This game's atmosphere is incredible, knocked out of the park by this opening foyer that is full of endless darkness. Curiously, it becomes immediately clear that there's a mystery here. Doors are chained
Weren't
up,
malls
storefronts are
invented
blocked
in
off,
Japan?
and an entire upstairs area
Or did I get
beckons,
the eyes from
but there's no way
Michael's?
to currently get there.
Do you want a hug? Always.
So we're effectively
I
given
always
two
want a hug
options.
from
We
Bird.
can entertain the mall's secrets and unlock its puzzles, or we can dive straight into the demos available to us.
What's wrong with the eyes? I put them
If we
on
go with the former,
sideways.
We'll discover hidden items
This
that
is the
unlock
front of the
specific
head.
doors,
Right
introducing
here.
us to a
This is
sprawling
where the
network
eyes are
of
supposed to
claustrophobic
go.
hallways, reminiscent of Scully's
I
museum.
just didn't. I'm not even high, you guys.
What
I
they've
don't
done
know
with
how
this is amazing,
I made
and
this
as a fan of
mistake.
old rudimentary graphic fidelity,
I do
everything
not know how
here
I
just
did this.
feels
I need
off
to
in the
take this
very best
stuffing
way.
out.
But while I could rave about this mall for another half hour, you and I are here for something else. So with that being said, I would like to make our way towards the first game on our last disc, Mothered, so we can finally see.
It's very cool
What's
that
in
the
store
hub
for
world
us?
for this game is a mall. That is neat. You were just focused on the progress you were making, such a human thing to do.
A young girl named Liana
I
arrives home
appreciate
after
you.
major surgery and is met with a strange mannequin claiming to be her mother.
Okay. Okay. Something's happening here.
You remember those eerie liminal 3D concept renders from the mid-80s?
Boys, let's go. Thank goodness I've been using that nail hardener lately. Man, I woke up at 10 p.m. and now I'm hungry, but I don't want to cook at 10 p.m. Should I order some food? That's your call, my guy.
PS1 titles back then.
I mean, if you have
visual
tacos
style
nearby,
of
just
Mother.
on demand, then
And
obviously,
trust me,
yeah.
it makes for a
Prices averted.
combination
Thank you.
that is
Thank you all for
absolutely
believing in
chilling.
me. I've always wanted to go to the West Edmonton Mall. For a while, it was the largest mall in the world. Or at least in America. Okay, come on. Come on.
We begin the game in a car. We're with our father, and he claims that he picked us up from major surgery. Online,
Hell
he
yeah.
makes bizarre
Oh,
claims,
I
like the
rule.
fact that
Okay,
we'll have
sorry.
to
I'm
stay
so
with
happy
Mother
in this
order to get
moment.
back to our normal self.
I'm
And
so
that
happy
he's
in this
glad
moment.
He got us out of that
Hi,
place.
Minky. Hi,
Like a
sweet
stranger,
monster
we
man.
never see his face. And towards the
Hi,
end of our
bud.
drive,
You're so
he gets
cute.
incredibly weird about how everything he and our mother do is for us.
Monstro's here now. It's massive, but it's kind of dead there because Edmonton isn't a really huge city. It's kind of eerie. Ooh, now I really want to go there. Is it going to give me like Left 4 Dead 2 vibes? Minky, you're so cute. You're such a handsome boy. He had really bad mats because we didn't. It's on me. It's my fault. And
I
please
could
don't
be way overthinking it,
hold
but
it against
almost
me. I
seemed
take
like he
very
wasn't
good care of my
supposed to pick
cats,
us
I
up.
swear.
Like,
But he
why
had
do we
a
have
couple
to stay with
really
Mother?
bad mats because he just gets them really
does that sound
easily,
so
and
strange?
we didn't do a good enough job of vacuuming one of their cat trees, and so he ended up with some matting on his shoulder
Eventually, we make our way
area.
home, and
I
our
don't
dad
know
tells
if you
us
guys
to
can
bring him a
see this
box.
big, just bald spot right
We
here
head
from
in,
us having to
and
shave out
from
his
here,
mats.
we get
Oh,
our
okay,
very
bye,
first
but I just
look at
upset
what I
him.
was talking about earlier.
I'm sorry, baby. And then on both of his back hips, too. The trigger press boy, I know. Baby boy, Minky, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry that I showed the world your nudity.
Tell me this art style isn't unnerving as all hell.
Reminded him of the shame, yeah. He's mad at me for
Eventually,
sure right
we find
now.
a box, take it outside, our dad leaves without giving us a hug, and we make our way back in. Eerily, Mother is nowhere to be found, and we can hear crying from a bedroom.
Okay. Let's place
Even
these
more
eyes where they
perplexing,
actually
The
go.
bathroom mirror is taped up, supposedly for our own good. And
I
in the far distance,
truly
we can
cannot
see a
believe that I
foreboding
had
barn
done that.
engulfed in flames. So, what in the world is going on here, and why is everything so off?
Let me just really quick put a stitch holder in here.
It's a happy morning. The birds are singing, the sun is shining, we're alive, and making us breakfast is none other than...
Is it our dad dressed as our mom? No, it's Mother. Okay.
Mom's gotten a little weird. And our breakfast? Textureless. On Monday afternoon, Mother gives us a tour of the home. She explains various house rules, like how we're forbidden from entering the downstairs bathroom, forbidden from entering our brother's room, and once again, that the mirrors are covered for our own good. At this point, it's really making me wonder what it is she's hiding from us. This game is like a weird mesh of illusion of bias and Goodnight Mommy, and this idea culminates in its purest form on Monday night, when we're just about to get ready for bed.
I've never had Taco Bell before. It's my favorite fast food. Okay. How's that look? I feel like that's good, right? Excellent. Shit, yeah, it's still hard to snap them in. Excellent. All y'all with weak ass intestines can't handle no Taco Bell. I've never had a problem with it. Well, that's not true. I've definitely gotten food poisoning from Taco
Admittedly,
Bell before.
Mother keeps
But
things pretty abstract, yet her delivery was absolutely
it really, I
haunting.
guess it depends on the location,
Something about
or
looking
it
up
was
at
just
a
once. It
massive,
was one time, and I
alive
even went back
foreboding
to that
mannequin
location and
staring
never
down
had any
upon
other
you and
problems.
airing out their life regrets just instills me with this feeling of dread that I haven't entertained in quite some time. Eventually, Mother tucks us in, and we head to bed. And the next day, we're tasked with meeting her outside for a chat.
Your guts are sluggish
Here,
normally.
She goes on this long spiel about her orchard and how it
I
was
have
the one thing in
pooping
her life
problems
that
in a
allowed her
big
to feel
way.
a sense of control. To look at this orchard, you don't see all the heartbreak that was involved in creating such beautiful life. Creating an environment where they can thrive and come to their own. Spending your energy on helping them grow, only to have to dispose of the failure. That's where our hope comes in. And I have hope.
They have nachos there. Oh my god, are they good?
It's a
It is
strangely
definitely. It's
profound
like
method of thinking for something like an orchard, and it makes you ponder.
it is
if she may
not
be
gourmet
referencing something
cheese,
else entirely.
but it is delicious, delicious
During
like
this
fake
demo, however,
cheese.
we're none the
I
wiser,
love it.
Since this idea
I
is never
love
fully
Taco Bell
realized.
nachos.
Yet that question bothered me. We then meet Mother.
Welcome
behind
back,
the house.
Tupacula.
She shows us the barn before. This happens.
Okay. I think we're gonna do one more row actually before we start stuffing. Whoa.
It's like analog horror in a video game format, and this single event makes the context behind the barn fire that much more ominous.
Imaginary Monsters, thank you so much for the
From
raid.
here,
How are
we're
you?
about to
How
poke
was
around the house at
stream?
night. It's strangely quiet.
Please do not feel obligated to hang in there if you gotta
Our brother,
go.
surprisingly, has some words for us.
How are you?
This entire time, Mother has been feeding us dirt, and we've been taking it like it's normal. Needless to say, everything about this family is far from that, and whether this reality is even real or not quickly gets called into question. We never see ourselves eat. We never see Mother make breakfast, and we never even saw ourselves pull up to this home in the first place. Also, down the hallway, someone is watching.
Oh, that's creepy.
So we approach.
Why? I don't think that's a good idea.
Mother sucks up to us, explaining how
Yeah,
she's always
we've got
preferred the
eyeballs
apples we
now.
picked instead of our brothers, before telling us to talk to him. We head over, and he knows it. It's almost like it's a routine he's been through a million times.
One, 2, 3, decrease. Taco Bell is my fave. I love it so much. I always get a beef supreme chalupa with no tomatoes because Taco Bell tomatoes suck.
Reality distorts
And then
further and further, while we're
a
given
cheesy
conflicting
gordita
demands,
crunch
almost
with
like
the
weather service
Doritos
from Local
Los
58.
Tacos shell.
There's some sort of conflicting
And then
AI dynamic at play here,
an
and it
order of
almost seems
nachos, a
like
side
none
order
what
of
we
just
thought we
chips
were
and queso.
was ever true. And
Queso.
at the very end, it finally
1,
clicks.
2, 3, decrease 1, 2.
Lose yourself in your dream existence.
3. Decrease.
So, Mothered is a game from Enigma Studios, the same group who brought us Echostasis. And after experiencing this ending, the connection between them is clear.
2. Oh, okay.
An entire
Yeah, oh,
overarching
that's
story
fun.
is at play here, likely involving the AI system we saw back in Echostasis.
3.
Curiously, this demo also has another secret, because the full release of Mothered has actually been out for over a year. If you've beat it, what happens here
Decrease.
is not the game's end, because instead, it unlocks an entire sequel, all with a massive continuation to this story, and all tying in to the other masterpieces from this game developer.
2.
It almost pains me that I can't delve into this further tonight, as this segment could
3.
easily go on for another half hour. What I will say though, is that in the very near future, you will be seeing more from Echostasis, Mothered, Enigma Corp,
Decrease.
and the grander storyline at play here. This is like one massive AI
Wendy's and
analog horror
Harvey's?
nightmare, yet
I've
it's
never
one
had
that I'm
Harvey's.
thrilled
I
to
love
flesh out in
Wendy's.
proper detail. For now though, please try this demo out. Hell, try Echostasis and envelop yourselves in their world.
Was that the
You
decrease?
and I will be back real soon. You can count on
Fuck.
it.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, decrease 1, 2, 3, decrease 1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck. 1, 2, 3, decrease 1, 2, 3, decrease 1, 2, 3, decrease 1, 2, 3, decrease. Okay. We're on 1.
After a deep slumber, a trip to the vending machine spirals into an unintentional journey underground.
Wait. I think I fucked that up. I did. A claymation game, it looks like. Jesus.
It goes without saying that the art style Gob utilizes is definitely its strong suit. Taken stylistic cues from previous horror titles like Garage Bad Dream Adventure or thrown into a grungy, hyper-detailed world that feels so incredibly lived in that from the very first second we're here, we feel like we're in a place far removed from home. Here we take the role of Gob, an ordinary dude living in an extraordinary location. And the premise is simple. He's hungry, and so we're left to solve that problem. To find food.
1.
Somewhere. Upon poking around our home, we learn that we can not only crawl around to reach hidden spaces, but we'll also need to keep a keen eye out for items scattered
3.
around the environment itself. Gob utilizes a simple mechanic, but one I love so very much, and that's this incredibly hyper-realistic first-person view of whatever item it is.
Okay.
Whether it be a doorknob, our fridge,
All right,
the
that's why I
toilet,
love fast
or
food.
some shelves,
Me
all
too.
of them are shown to us with such intricate detail that we feel it
Nachos
to
and
our
fries, super
absolute
cream on the
core.
side because I'm extra hungry. I think Harvey's is more of an
After
Ontario
making a
thing, but it's
contraption
popular
to knock the
Canadian
rust
fast
off
food
our
chain.
front
They have
door,
only
we learned that
acceptable fast food
outside
poutine. Okay.
is a sewer. We're living underground, yet aren't quite sure why or if anyone else lives here too.
I don't know, J-Rod. Claymation stuff existed fine on the SNES. Look at the lighting though, true.
Eventually, we make our way to the vending machine. However, learn that damn it. Coin. Beside the vending machine is a cat hiding a key, and after taking it, we realize that we can use it on the door next to our home.
Sorry, I'm just stuffing this stuffing back in. I realize I should be doing that on cam.
And so we make our way out, and inside the store
Amigurumi is, like,
our room
hard.
to theirs is a grabber. Taking this item back to our place allows us to catch a coin from our shelf. We're gonna get some food if it's the last goddamn thing we do. And so, with the coin in hand, Gob makes their way out and back to the vending machine. Chippy chips, here we come.
No!
God, I feel for him, man. That sucks. You might notice something off to the right there.
Poor
Because
Gob.
those symbols are on the vending machine. It's a code, and so we enter it, revealing a hidden path, very unfortunately, leading to the demo's end.
I just wanted to feed him.
Gob is such a cool project, and even though this demo was short, it gave me all I needed to add this game to my wish list. The hyper-detailed, surreal world, the heavy atmospheric ambience filling those corridors, and a simple, relatable premise that devolves into something deeper.
I do love how
makes for an
cluttered
unforgettable
it is.
experience. Since the beginning, Garage has always stuck with me, and after playing this, I've got a feeling Gob's gonna do that too. Boo.
Oh, hi,
Hello,
Nexpo.
everyone. I bet you're wondering why I'm here. Okay, so it is currently October 28th. It's 10:30 at night, and I need to have this video out in 3 days. Okay,
It's so
I
nice
kinda
to see
hit
it
a
taking
snag
shape.
whenever
Thank
I
you,
was making
Reaper.
this video. So when I was scripting it, I realized that not every game on the haunted PS1 demo discs are super disturbing or scary. But that's not a bad thing, because there are so many badass games on these things. Like Blast Cats, it's like a Bomberman inspired game where you go through these cool ass environments and play as cats. And then Bee Knighted, where you play as a bee, and it's like N64 graphics, which is super cool. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that I had a blast playing a lot of these games, but I am a horror channel at the end of the day, and not a lot of these would have fit very well at the very end of this
All right,
video.
we're gonna get back to
and I really
crocheting.
wanted to
I
send
have-
you guys off with something
This is
super
not
creepy
stuffed
and
enough,
nightmarish.
but it is stuffed enough that it's going to
I
make it
recently
easier
played
for me to
this game
crochet.
that we're about to get into,
So that's good.
And it is one of the most eerie, atmospheric games that I've played in quite a while. It is retro
new
looking,
Spelunky
and it does
skip.
have that,
No.
90s-esque feel. But it has
I
a story
am
that is
garbage at
super
Spelunky
creepy,
too. I've never been
and
able to make it out of the
enjoyed
jungle.
playing it, and I want to share it tonight with you
I haven't
guys.
played in a really
I
long
love playing video
time, to be
games.
fair.
I love scary stuff, and
Spelunky 1
I
is
knew
a
this video was
perfect
different.
game, and I think that
I know. There are big
Spelunky
things
2
coming in
is
the near future, trust me. But
good, but I feel
now I'm
like
just
a lot of
rambling.
it is
So I guess
I don't know. It
without
just
further
it
ado,
doesn't feel as good
this
as the
next-
first one to me, and I can't
without
quite
further
put my
ado,
finger on
this next
why.
video. Bleh. Without further ado, this next game.
Someone found a
is
way.
personal
Oh, so
pick
it
from
is
me.
Spelunky 1
So
that you're
I hope you
talking
guys
about.
Enjoy it. I guess roll it.
Tell me everything. And it's not the Rex skip?
This is Growing My Grandpa.
Wait, no,
an
you need the
atmospheric
headset in the
retro point-and-click horror
Rex
game
skip.
created by a dev named Yames. The game takes place over a 5-week span in which we take the role of a school guidance counselor evaluating a student named Adrian. Reportedly, she's undergone a string of sudden demerits, prompting concern about her home life. The parent-teacher report we're given tells us that Adrian is often left alone, and even when around her parents, they're cold, bitter, and constantly arguing. For most of our convo, Adrian appears reticent. However, when the topic of the family basement arises, she opens up, explaining odd phenomena lurking down there. She finds an otherworldly, fibrous creature under some trash.
Did anybody here go to a school that
Old
utilized
photos of relatives.
demerits?
An ominous doll.
No Ankh. Wait, they
Books
get
about
Olmec to break
rituals.
open the door to hell as he falls into
Research
the
notes
lava. No
warning about
Ankh,
the
no Book of
danger
the Dead,
of
no
something known
Hedget.
as whiskers.
Interesting.
A letter about a severe
But you do
accident
wait,
involving
so
a
no
man named William
Necronomicon. How did they even find it? How do they
prison cell.
find
inside the back room.
the door to hell without the Necronomicon?
At that moment, we interrupt her story. This is clearly delving into occult fantasy. So we ask her what it is she does with the items she finds, to which she
Was
explains
this a
with
did I
just
do
2
a deep?
words.
I did. Okay.
Grandpa lives in the cage in the other room, the cage behind the door. They grew people in the cage.
I went to detention
Adrian
a
then
lot.
explains how she read the magic book before taking the doll, gluing her grandfather's photo onto it, and placing it inside the cell with just one wish. For the return of her grandpa. During week 2, we again meet with Adrian. Curiously, her demeanor is a complete change from what it was prior. She's conversational, and for what it's worth, it appears that she's healing from what it was that plagued her. Curious, we probe about her grandfather, yet expect more childlike fantasy. During this session, Adrian explains her method of feeding and caring for her growing grandpa. And when we take her perspective again, we're finally able to witness what it is she's referring to.
Is it like moldy and gross? I'm excited about this. Oh, no, he's a real guy. That's a real boy.
From here, the game leaves us on our own, with multiple options on how we can care for and grow this creature that we hauntingly refer to as Grandpa. And so, upon exploring the basement, we clean up trash and uncover food and items that we can use to both feed and verbally train our amalgamation. On top of this, we'll uncover documents from past experiments with Whiskers outlining their personal experiences with it.
I made the home ec teacher
What it
say it's
likes,
a shame I can't hit
What it
you.
doesn't.
That doesn't
Properly
surprise
stored
me.
food,
I could see you
and the
being a
fact that
real
it
big
will eat
smart
anything
ass in
because
school,
it's the mere
J-Rod.
act of feeding that matters to it. And once we finally get the ball rolling, the feeding process is not orthodox by any means, because we quite literally place
One of my
food
teachers
into a
was
mouth.
really creepy towards me in front of everybody in the class, and it made me really uncomfortable, and he did it all the time.
Somewhere on this thing.
He talked about how he would throw me on the back of his motorcycle. But he kept saying, if I was your age, I'd throw you on the back of my motorcycle. We'd get a pack of Pall Malls and ride off into the sunset. And I was just like you giggle, right? Because you're a young girl and you don't want to make a deal out of it.
In
But
week
yeah, it
3,
was creepy.
Adrian's recovery is smooth sailing. We had done some research in the meantime and found that her grandfather, Dr. Jacob Hart,
You don't
had
think
purchased
that's
land
really
and
weird,
constructed a building for
Tupacula?
a psychological
It made me
anthropology project.
uncomfortable.
Unfortunately, he died in a car accident shortly thereafter. And bizarrely, a grad student who was helping
okay.
him had vanished without a trace around the exact same time.
I did tell him more than once that I smoked
Now,
Lucky
with
Strike
this
filters.
knowledge, we chalk this up as the reason behind Adrian's outlandish stories. It's likely a coping mechanism. Yeah, that's all it is.
The worst part, he drove a moped.
This week, strange growths begin emerging from the basement walls. Odd, pulsating sacs that we can't do much with currently, but they've got a purpose. And so we clean up more trash, gather more food, vocab cards and documents, and tend to Grandpa once more. Interestingly, once we induce vomiting by feeding him an inedible item like a battery, he spits out scissors that we can use to break those sacs open. And when doing so, we discover a small, fleshy creature that Grandpa might like. Even though documents explicitly warn against it.
These invisible decreases are getting so much harder with how small this is getting.
Grandpa is growing at an alarming rate. He's taken the form of a human and can finally speak. Adrian converses with him, asking about his life, his shell, and his existence. And the information he divulges paints a broader picture on the way
Pupper
Whisper
time?
operates. He tells Adrian that he can take the form of however he's imagined. For instance, if she perceives it as her grandpa, that's how it'll present itself, made possible through picking up her ambient thoughts when she's nearby. Furthermore, he can never truly die, no matter how much the scientists claim so in their research documents. At every cost, self-sustainability is its goal, even if it takes psychological manipulation with whoever is studying it.
Oh God, it's gonna eat the little girl, isn't it? God damn it, I fucked up somewhere.
Something is wrong. Grandpa is nowhere to be found, and you and I are left with no other option but finding him.
Excuse me. Okay, we can do this. I'm so frustrated all the times that I've had to frog. I do feel like this is coming together real cute, though. So at least there's that. That's nice.
We chalk this up to nothing but a bad dream, yet notice that Adrian is twitching uncontrollably. And from here, she claims that Grandpa as we know him is dead, yet in a way lives on.
Ew. What's happening? Oh no. Yeah, he ate her.
Now, this is but one of two endings, and if we entertain the other, we'll find that things play out quite a bit differently. Heading back to week 4, if we ignore the warnings about feeding Grandpa flesh, we find that he becomes ecstatic when we give it to him. In return, a proboscis juts out of his body, and upon grabbing it, Adrian initiates some sort of unknowable ritual. Upon exploring the basement, she finds photos of her mother, her father, and 2 paper dolls, and upon presenting these to Grandpa, it absorbs the items, reportedly instilling her with this concrete sense of completion.
Sorry that I'm not talking much. I'm just like actually so super fucking into this one. Yeah, I like the yarn for this too. I think it's cute for a little ghost teddy bear, hey?
Something had changed. Her parents weren't arguing, yet she heard a weird noise from the basement.
And I'm gonna do the top hat in like a super light gray.
I think Grandpa
Welcome
had
back,
to leave,
Tupacula.
But before he left, he made my parents nice, she claims. Before we witness what exactly that means. And still, believing this to be nothing but a childlike tale, we end our final meeting with the following note. I'm pleased to see things turn out this way, and if I may make a brief addendum. By happenstance, Miss Richardson bumped into the Hart family the other day while running an errand. She told me the parents were a little odd, but very pleasant, and quite clearly they adored their child.
The monster ate the parents.
And that she had never seen Adrian happier. Growing my grandpa is an experience unlike any other. The story presented is, more than anything, a tragic tale of a daughter that just wants to be loved, whether by her parents who can't even love themselves, or through her grandpa, who is quite literally dead. She has gone to the extent of ritualistic reincarnation to bring him back, to bring something back that will give her the affection she desperately needs.
Okay.
The genius behind growing my grandpa is that we know
it's definitely, we have to stuff more because this next one is going to make it impossible or like very, very hard to stuff anymore. But this head is way too collapsible. We want it to be more bounce back.
And we as onlookers are left with no other option but to facilitate the creation of this monster. She goes as far as to dig through trash to gather grandpa food, making direct contact with exposed batteries and fiberglass insulation. She cuts open pulsating sacks and rummages through the corpses awaiting inside, just to find something that Grandpa might like. And she even crawls through claustrophobic vents covered in grime, just to find the fleshy abomination clinging to its dying breath that she, even then, calls her grandpa. And don't even get me started on how she's unfazed by this game's atmosphere and setting.
Gosh,
This game is
it's
a haunting
so
fever
tough
dream, wrapped
to
up in
stuff
presentation
a
that
fucking
mimics virtual pet
amigurumi.
games of years
I'm
past.
sure that other people find it easier,
Games
but
is a
I find
horror
it a little
genius.
bit tedious.
And if you haven't yet played this game, please do, as there are tons of lore documents that I wasn't able to cover here. Growing My Grandpa is an atmospheric, hauntingly surreal tale of longing. And if you're looking for something that'll make your skin crawl, well, that's just Grandpa's thing.
I love body horror. Taco Bell is low-key bussin'. I see the appeal. Fuck yeah, so! The queso is kind of gross, but the more I eat it, the more I like it.
You and I took a trip
Exactly
through
the way
some
that
of
I
the
felt
most
about it.
eerie,
And now I crave it
disturbing, and
all the
haunting
time,
video
at
game
least
demos
once a day.
that have come out of the haunted PS1 demo discs over the past 3 years.
Except for on
This
days where I
video
don't
was
crave
an
anything at
absolute
all
joy to
because
create,
depression,
and
lol.
even though I know it's different, I hope there was at least one experience tonight that has unnerved you as much as they did to me. As a heads up, a link to each developer, along with the haunted PS1 team, are in the paste bin in the description. So if you're interested in checking any of what we covered tonight out in further detail, they're ready for you. With that being said, I think I'm gonna go chill in the food court for a while. I've heard they got some bomb-ass pizza, so I guess I'll just wait for them to open. Seems like I'm early.
For some reason on those days, coconut water is my jam. I'll have to give that a go. On those days I typically just drink water, or sometimes Josiah will just be like, this is what we're eating. You're eating. And then I do my best. Has not been a problem lately. I am eating too much food and not moving around enough. Actually, honestly, I'm not even eating that much. I'm just not moving around enough. I'm like barely moving around at all. All right, it's pretty late. We wanted to watch the Rando Nautica one too, but I have to go to the doctor very early in the morning and have my blood drawn. And it's gonna take me a couple hours to wind down and fall asleep still yet. And I still need to fucking shower. Ugh. Everything is overwhelming, you guys. I'm just gonna keep stuffing until this video is like over, and then we'll call it. I'll find somebody to raid. Yeah. Bird. We're getting there with this head. It doesn't have as much bounce back as I want. Oh no. Say some more things. He's not going to. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's good to see you, Tupacula. Please don't be a stranger. I understand if you can't make it, but it was very good to hear from you. Fuck that, the doctor can deal with it. I'm not even smelly. I get embarrassed going out without being like hygiened. You know what I mean? And it's already, It's been long enough because I'm not an over showerer. I do not shower every day. I shower like twice a week max. And I just, I do a lot of sponge bathing. Because otherwise my skin and hair get really flaky and gross. All right. Well, we didn't finish this today, but we're getting so close. I feel like definitely next time we can finish it. I do still have to make a whole top hat though, and then we're gonna have to put what's it called? A monocle around one of the eyes. And a mustache. Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. I will plan for that. I would say that I promise I'll be back tomorrow, but I keep doing that and not being able to do it. So I'll see you guys when I see ya. I'm sorry that I have been just fucking unable, but I have been just fucking unable. Sorry. I apologize. I love you guys. Please follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. I'm not very interactive on either much these days because I am overwhelmed with everything. But please know that these things, they come in waves and I will be more active. I just don't know when. I just don't know when yet. I love ya. Check out Throne if you feel like contributing to ghost hunting equipment or crocheting equipment. And I will make streams of those types. All right. I love you. Good night. Hang tight for somebody to raid. Please and thank you.